Is it going crazy on yours?
No.
Yours all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me get you set up here. Let me get you going. Do you see what's in it? It's not good. Let me get some guys in here. They're not going to let me record either.
Recording in progress.
Hey, Will, since you're here, go ahead and go with the question, then I'll get these other guys. Okay. All right. How about we'll try Ron?
Hey, Tyrique, how's it going?
Good. How about yourself?
Good, man. Obvious question right off the bat. First drive of the game, you get that interception in the end zone. Tell me what you saw and tell me how that felt.
It felt good. I do what the coaches are asking me to do, and I'm not trying to go out there and do anything I haven't been doing, in spring ball, fall camp, and stuff like that. And when the opportunity presents itself, you got to take advantage of it.
It looked like he threw the ball right to you.
Yeah.
What did you see on that play?
What was that? I'm sorry about that.
What did you see on that play? It seemed like he threw the ball right to you.
I was in man, and to be honest with you, it was a bad throw. But like I said, when the opportunity presents itself, make the most of it.
Second half, you guys really struggled to contain this offense. What changed for you guys after halftime?
Nothing much. Just eyes has to do better tackling. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff we can work on. As a whole defense, but game one, so we're gonna get better for sure. Respond.
Congrats, man. Great INTs.
Appreciate it.
Go to BJ.
How big was the touchdown that they scored right before halftime? It seemed like it gave them a lot of momentum.
Yeah, it was big. We tried to win the middle 8 of the game, but it didn't go our way. So it was big. It was a momentum changer for sure.
And then they come out, right to start the third quarter and score again, and all of a sudden, it's a 3-point game. I mean, when the momentum started shifting in the third quarter there, it just seemed like it was hard for you guys to get it back.
I mean, yeah, we just got to respond, stay in the fight. Can't get complacent, stuff like that. Got to stay in the fight.
And then you get the second pick, obviously, and then you guys, come right down and score and take the lead. I mean, you had to be feeling pretty good again at that point.
Yeah, it felt good for sure. Definitely.
How do you guys got a long flight back, a long trip back. You had a 3-touchdown lead and couldn't hang on. I mean, how do you guys kind of put this behind you and try to get ready for the home opener next week?
Neutral mentality, next play mentality. We just got to go out there, practice, and correct our mistakes and move on. Look at the next game.
And final one for me. I mean, how tough was that third quarter when the defense or the offense went 3 and out? I think 3 times. You guys were on the field. I think 11 minutes there in the third quarter. How tough was that when you guys were struggling to keep them off the field?
We prepare for it. Like as a defense, we prepare for it for sure. But like I said, we just got to respond and neutral mindset, next play mentality.
Thanks, man. Safe travels.
Yes, sir.
Go to Jay.
Tyrique was obviously kind of a weird start to this night. What did you guys do during the rain delay, and how much did that kind of just throw things off kilter for you guys?
Yeah, it was all we had some guys taking naps, eat, stay hydrated, stuff like that. Listen to music, stay in the zone. We didn't want to shy away from the moment. Stay in the moment.
This was Andy Avalos' first game as a Boise State head coach. How badly did you want this one for him? For him as he made his debut.
Yeah, I wanted it bad. I mean, I wanted it bad for sure. Just if it was any other coach, but for him, I fought for sure. I can say that we all wanted it for sure.
We know how talented Dylan Gabriel is, but why were they able to run the ball so effectively against you guys tonight?
Tackling, like I said, we got to be better at that. Just tackling, locking into our keys, and executing our assignments.
Just to end it on a high note, like on that first pick you had, were you surprised you were able to take that thing the distance?
To be honest with you, I was tired. I was thinking to take a knee. It's funny. I was thinking to take a knee, but I'm like, I can't do it. And just so happened I did it. So.
Tyrique, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Rachel, go ahead.
Hey, Tyrique. I know you talked a little bit about the break before the game actually happened. I mean, it ended up being like an hour and 45 minutes. Yeah. One of the rumors that was going around on Twitter was that Hank, your quarterback, actually tuned into a class on Zoom call. Did you see anything about that?
Nah, I didn't hear about that. I believe it though. Knowing Hank, there's no telling what comes out of him. So I believe it.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the Kaniho ejection for targeting. Do you feel like that changed the momentum for you guys at all, or hurt you having a captain like that and a leader like that go out?
No, I don't think it changed anything. We emphasized dependable depth, over fall camp and stuff like that. So we were pretty comfortable with Rodney going out there. He's been doing a great job at practice and stuff like that. So did it change anything? No, but, respond, like I said.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Will, go ahead if you got one.
Hey, Tyrique, what's the biggest key to bouncing back on a short week again with your next game on Friday?
Treatment. Got to stay in the training room, hydrate. You get out of your body what you put into it. So treatment for sure.
Thanks, Tyrique.
Yes.
Then Lexi, if you've got one, I got time for one more.
Yeah, we got one.
Hey, Tyrique, how you plan on following up this solid performance next week?
Just doing what the coaches ask, locking into my assignments, next play mentality. I don't want to, celebrate my, accomplishments too much, but like I said, just doing what I can to help the team.
All right. Appreciate the time, Tyrique. Thanks. Safe trip.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Just so y'all know, for the video, it's like flickering on my screen, but it doesn't appear to be on anybody else's. So the emails will probably come from Sarah tonight for the Zoom files.
Okay, are you guys going to send those as separate files or just one big file?
I've only got one going right now because I'm letting her record.
Okay.
I can let you record if you need something right now, Ron.
No, it's just it's tough for me to edit the larger files, but I can send it to Darren. It's no problem. I got help tonight.
Okay.
I have to use my phone because my awesome company won't give me any video editing software. So.
All right, guys, we're gonna go two questions max here for Coach. So let's we'll start with Ron and then we'll go BJ and Jay.
Hey, Coach, I know things didn't go the way you turned out, but I want to start with that big interception right off the bat. I mean, you're someone who has some experience with game-changing interceptions. What did you see on that play, and how huge was that momentum-wise?
Yeah, there's no question. I think a lot of people that have played against Coach Malzahn understand and know that first script is going to be very difficult to handle. And they obviously drove down the field, and Dylan was on a zone read with a throw option, and he decided to pull it and was running, and LaBeouf came off, and he was in between his man and Dylan, and Dylan decided to throw it. He jumped back in the lane. It was unbelievable. Not only that, but the effort that the defense gave on the return side of that to be able to take it across the field. Huge momentum to start, gave us a boost. That was a big time play, and we just needed more of those. We lost the middle eight, and that's where the swing happened. We lost the 4 minutes going into halftime, and there's a lot of coachable moments in there, and we already got it's on us as coaches. We'll get that squared away and make sure that we do a much better job winning the last four of the first half, and then coming out of out of halftime there, we didn't do a good job, and so. How we adjust and make sure guys understand how to play those situations. We'll do a much better job because the guys have shown that we got some talented guys. We got a good team, and we can grow from this.
Offensively, you guys had some success in the first half, playing fast and going with the passing game. Second half, it seemed like you guys slowed down a little bit. You guys kind of stuck with the running game. And what were your thoughts on the offensive performance tonight, and where do you guys need to get better there?
Yeah, we just got to be able to get in rhythm. You know, we being the first game of the year, just coming out and the defense having to respond. They did a nice job responding and adjusting, obviously, on defense. We got to be able to get the chains moving and create some momentum and get a defense on their heels. And that was working early on in the game. And the defense is having trouble getting lined up. But when you can't move those sticks and the defense doesn't have to, you know, adjust up and down the field, it's not that difficult on them. We just got to be more consistent going in there into in the last 4 minutes of the first half. We had a couple bad snaps that put us behind the chains, you know, before the play even started. And so, you know, you do that on first down, you go in, now you're second and 14, 15. That's a tough position to overcome.
Thanks, Coach.
Andy, you know, late in the first half, you called timeout there with about 45 seconds left. They had 3rd and 11. It looked like you waited a few seconds if you're like deciding to call it or not. I'm not sure, but what was kind of the thought process there, obviously trying to get the ball back, and then obviously it, you know, backfired a little when they scored there?
Just before the half.
Yeah. It was 3rd and 11, I think, and UCF wasn't really hurrying up to the line. And then you called timeout, I guess, you know, to try to get the ball back, and then they ended up converting with like a 30-yard pass right after that, and then scored.
So we called timeout there, just going into the half. They had lined up in a formation that they had lined up in before, and we knew that you know, the play off of their original play was coming. We just wanted to make sure that the defense was squared away, and they lined up with a wide receiver in the backfield and motioned him out. Is that the play you're talking about? And we defended that play, and then they moved the sticks after that. Is that the one you're talking about, BJ?
I believe so. Yeah, it was like 45 seconds left. The clock was running, and you called the timeout on 3rd and 11, and then they converted a big play right after that, and then ended up scoring with 6 seconds left.
Right.
Yeah. What'd you think of Hank's performance tonight? Obviously, he was driving you there on that final drive, and then obviously had the ill-advised pass there on the interception. But obviously, he was trying to do everything he could there for you guys. What'd you think of Hank tonight, and then maybe on that last drive?
Yeah, I mean, he battled tough. The last drive, I mean, there's 10 seconds left on the clock, so that's not a favorable situation to be in with no timeouts. Just ran out of time. So, but Hank did a really good job. He, especially early on, he made some big time throws, moved the sticks, and got the ball to Shaq a couple times there. That Shaq was limited. He was on a rep count in this game. Looking forward to getting Shaq back to 100% next week and being able to get him the football more, because we all saw what he did when he got it.
Go ahead, Jay.
Andy, kind of from the get-go tonight, it was just kind of a weird night. How did you guys handle this weird weather delay that, pushed this game back a couple hours and had you guys basically crowded around a small locker room together?
Yeah, we coming down here, there's obviously the possibility of weather. So making sure we had a plan. If it was half an hour, an hour and a half turns into 2 hours, we had a good plan, and the players were able to, stay relaxed, not overexert themselves. And we brought in some food to feed them, made sure that they had enough to eat when we realized it was going to be, a while before we got the game going. So they responded well. We were able to start fast. Just got to do, obviously, a better job as we work through and finishing the game.
When it comes to running the ball, it's obviously such an important part of the game. Andrew Van Buren rips off a 22-yard touchdown run, and you guys had a combined 17 yards on the ground the rest of the way. And on the other end, UCF rushed for 255 yards. How much of a struggle was it to run the ball and stop the run this evening?
Well, that was a big part. That was a huge part going into this. Who's going to win the line of scrimmage? And we started to establish the line of scrimmage early, and we lost control of that. And so when you do that, it provides opportunities. Now, you've put yourself behind the chains so many times, whether you're on offense and you can't run the ball, you put yourself behind the chains. You're on defense, the offense is running the ball. Now it's 2nd and 4, and we've got to keep ourselves out of those situations. We'll go back and we'll analyze the first downs and see where we can improve on our first down efficiency and making sure that we're doing the things both fundamentally and technically to be able to execute the schemes to get ahead of the chains.
Thank you, Andy.
Rachel?
I just ask a personnel question if you are able to update us on George Hilani. I know he didn't play tonight. I don't know if he was injured, if it was discipline, or
No, he was
any update you can provide us.
It was an injury that he just wasn't ready to go this week. As much as we wanted him to play, he was not ready to go, and we're not going to jeopardize him for the season. Felt good about the other guys being able to step up, and we're excited to get George back next week.
For better or for worse, on social media, Hank is going to be the one that gets a lot of criticism for that last interception. It's always hard to see as a person, but for you as a coach, what do you say to Hank to kind of support him in that moment, knowing that he gets to
Yeah, he's an unbelievable competitor. And I know we struggled there, in the third quarter and stuff to get it going, but he held the guys in there and did get us that late score, and we were moving down the field, and he's a competitor. So we can learn from those situations, and he can grow forward, and he's going to do a really, really good job. And the guys believe in him and trust him.
Go to Will.
Hey, Andy, what's the biggest key to bouncing back on yet another short week of prep now?
You know what? There's a lot of things we get to learn from. Actually, I mean, with it being a Thursday going into a Friday game, we've got some time here, especially to analyze coming out of the first game, the operational stuff. Some of the things, for the most part, we were pretty solid. Didn't have a ton of pre-snap penalties, which is always a plus. But again, I mean, we had a couple snaps there we're off mark and installed out drives before they even happened. We got behind the chains defensively. There's some things there situationally that we can as coaches, we'll do a better job of coaching up, make sure that the guys understand so that we're able to leverage formations better and take certain things away.
Thanks, Andy.
And Lexi, we'll go to you guys to close it out.
Hey, Coach. So being out on that field tonight, surrounded by these players and coaches, what did that experience mean to you?
It's heartbreaking that we didn't finish the game. But the biggest thing for us is we're excited about who we can become and where we can grow from here. And to see the guys, battle through what we did tonight and to fight back there at the end, we can build off of that. And we can we got some really, really good young men on this team and some really good players. And some of them didn't even get to play tonight. So the excitement that comes with how we can keep growing this thing, those are the things that we can take from this game.
Thanks.
Thanks for the time, Andy. Safe travels.
Thanks.
I'm assuming for those of you that are there, you guys requested somebody from the offense. I don't know. I haven't heard from Joe.
Do you have a chance to request anybody?
I don't know. I don't know how you guys are doing it down there. Sorry. I just texted him, but it's possible his phone's tied up with something else. I don't know. I'm going to bring Coach Plough in next. Will be just a couple of minutes.
Joe, or is that it?
After Coach Plough, that'll be it.
Okay.
We probably need to be a little quick because we got to hit the road.
Okay. Okay, Tim's here, so let's go BJ, Ron, and Jake.
Tim obviously got off to such a great start offensively, in the first half, and then things really stalled there in the third quarter. I know you guys were trying to get the run going there. I think all three drives you ran on first down in the third quarter. What'd you see there in the second half why you guys weren't able to have that carry over from the first half?
Yeah, I really do think that's the story of the game was just our lack of execution offensively in the third quarter. One of the things we felt good about what we were doing in the run game in the first half, mixing it up. Thought we had found some good stuff there, and And at the end of the day, we really wanted to keep our defense off the field. And we thought, if we're throwing incomplete passes, there's a risk of us going too fast and trying to get the run game going so that we can try to slow down a little bit, keep our defense rested there. And, it's just our lack of execution, a couple of fumbled snaps and crowd noise. And just we didn't come out in the second half with the right energy, with the right, probably with the right plan from my end too. I'll take the blame on that. Our third quarter just wasn't what it needed to be. And it starts with me and our staff making sure we do a better job coming out in the second half. But I think that's really the story of the game for us offensively, was just our lack of execution there in the third quarter.
What would you see from Hank tonight? And obviously he did all he could to battle you back there, but that one interception there when you guys were driving, obviously was maybe you'd like to have that one back, obviously. But what'd you think of that and Hank's play tonight?
Yeah, I thought he was great in the first half, man. I thought he was handling the crowd noise and getting us in the right protections, and he audibled some plays and made some really good decisions, and saw some real growth from him. I know he's been a guy that's taken a lot of sacks and taken a lot of hits, and I don't know if we got sacked tonight. I don't think we did, but I thought he stayed clean for the most part. And like I said, that third quarter execution, we all got to take a little bit of blame of that. And then that last drive, that's just I know he wants that one back. We're in a situation there where he probably could have ran and got the first down or got us in a real fourth and manageable. And that's just, he's trying to make a play. And, the big thing I wanted him to know is at the end of the day, he's trying to make a play there. And I know he wants that one back, but I go back to the third quarter and just our lack of execution offensively that allowed them to get back in the game. And that's where we really got to look at ourselves and get better.
Tim, I think you just touched on this, but I'm going to ask the question. In the first half, you guys had some success running your fast-paced tempo, going to the air. Third, fourth quarter, you guys really slowed the tempo down. Was that intentional?
It wasn't intentional to slow the tempo down necessarily, but you can't really get the tempo started unless you get off to a good start, unless you get some yards there on first down. And so I think the first drive, we fumbled the snap, and now it's 2nd and 15. You can't really go into tempo when that happens. And then, we thought we had some run game possibly we could hit there on first down, and kept getting stoned at the line of scrimmage. So it just took us out of our tempo. I know one of the drives, we actually started with all of our tempo calls, but on the first play of the drive, one of their defensive linemen got hurt, and it made us have to stop and wait for them to get lined up. So we just could never get the tempo really going there in the third quarter. And that's a big part of what we do. And if we can't get in a rhythm like that, you can see kind of how things stall out. But again, I'll take full blame for that. Just we need to do a better job of getting off to a better start there in the third quarter.
You mentioned the lack of execution in the second half. I'm curious, what does that mean? Is that guys not blowing off the ball in the line of scrimmage, guys missing play calls? I mean, specifically, what does that mean?
I think it's more like fundamental execution, like our technique execution just up front. They were doing a better job than us just with their hands and getting off blocks, and just some of the run calls that we could have executed a little bit better there. And I could have called a better run play maybe in those situations to help us out. So I don't think it was like no one missed a call or anything, but you guys saw the fumbled snap, at the end of the first half when we're trying to run the clock down so they don't get that drive. And then we get the fumbled snap to start the second half. Those type of execution things that we can just do a lot better. And those things are going to kill drives and stall you out.
Tim, this was Andy's debut as a head coach. Your debut as the offensive coordinator at Boise State. How badly did you guys just want it all to go, perfect today, come down here to UCF and get a win? And on top of that, how hard was it to run the ball tonight too? I mean, it seemed like a struggle outside of Andrew's run that he broke off.
Yeah, they got a great defensive front. We knew that, and we were going to have to try some different things to get the run game going, and that's the strength of their defense. And but it's important for us to run the ball. We all know that we need to establish a run game. We can't just drop back and throw the ball every play, and so that hurt us. Going back to the first question, we all really wanted to do it for Andy. It wasn't anything other than that. I just being here with him and working for him. I just really respect him and love working for him. And probably the thing that hurts the most is we couldn't get that for him, because he deserves it with how hard he works and what he's done with the program here. So that's the thing that hurts the most right now is, wins and losses are going to come playing football, but he deserves a win tonight, and we really want to do that for him. So yeah, it hurts.
Andy said that Khalil Shakir was basically on a rep count tonight. Was he fighting to get on the field those last couple of drives? Because it seemed like he actually did play a little bit on those last couple of drives. And I mean, how hard is that when you don't have, Khalil Shakir as you would wish to use him? Because when he was on the field, he certainly seemed to make a difference for your offense.
Yeah, that's tough. Not having George and not having Khalil at full strength. We had some guys up front too that didn't play tonight that we really could have used to just having our full strength. But that's not an excuse. At the end of the day, every team's young, every team's thin, every team's beat up. We got to figure out a way to get it done. And the guys that were out there did a great job. Obviously Shaq was dying to get out there, but it's a long season, and for us to push an injury like that any further was just it was risky. But when he was out there, obviously he was amazing, and we're a lot better when he's got the ball in his hand. That's for sure.
And thank you.
Yep.
Hey, Will, we'll go to you to wrap things up.
Tim, what'd you see out of UCF's defensive line that sort of gave you some fits in this one?
We knew that they obviously had some talented edge rushers, and we were going to have to try to handle those guys. And with the crowd noise, they're going to be able to get off the ball quick. And so we're trying to change the cadence and do as much as we can so they can't get a jump off the ball. But, they did a great job getting off blocks and creating some penetration in the run game, so we couldn't really get it started. And I thought we handled them for the most part in the pass protection and kept them off Hank as best as we could. But at the end of the day, our lack of ability to run the ball early on downs put us behind the chains, especially there in the third quarter. And that's not a recipe for good offensive football. And like I said, I think that's what got us there at the end.
Hank completed his first 9 passes to 9 different receivers. What's the biggest key to building off that for week 2?
I think that's, when the offense is flowing, that's really what it's supposed to look like. I know you guys were probably sitting there like, I can't wait to see what this looks like. And that's really what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be spreading the ball around, getting the ball to different guys in different spots, and everyone getting involved in the offense, and the quarterback getting the ball out of his hand and playing with tempo. And I was really pleased with the start, and I thought he handled that really well. But as things get bogged down, that's where we get out of rhythm, and that's where probably some of those incompletions came. And so I know I'm really proud of him. I thought he played his butt off, and I know he's bummed out about that last drive, but he should hold his head up high and come back next week, and we'll get ready for the next one. And I'm sure he'll keep getting better as he gets more comfortable with all this.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Will.
All right, Tim, appreciate it. We'll see you back home.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Tim.
All right. For those of you that are traveling back, safe travels to you guys as well. And we'll see everybody, I guess, Sunday, it sounds like.
Craig, pick me up at the airport. I'll be in at 11.
No, but you'll probably pass me. So there you go. So,
hey, Craig,
right.
Can you also confirm if it was a disqualification
No,
or an ejection?
it is, Rich. It is. It's when it's a targeting call, it's a disqualification because it has a guaranteed penalty to it, as opposed to an ejection for fighting or something like that. It's the official term for sure.
So does he still have to miss the first half?
Yeah, you have to miss the first half of the next game since it happened in the second half. That's my understanding. Yep.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. See you later.
Recording stopped.